Seniors over 65. 5 dangerous vitamins. You should never take. 5 must take daily. Every single minute. Thousands of older adults face hidden risks to their health, especially those 65 and older, simply because they do not yet know the 5 vitamins they should avoid and the 5 they must add to their daily routine. These nutrients can mean the difference between fragile years and strong, vibrant living. In today's video, we will reveal the 5 vitamins that can quietly harm you and the 5 that your body truly needs. Before we begin, leave a comment below and tell us where you are watching from. And make sure to stay until the very end to discover which vitamins are essential for better health. Let's start with the 5 to avoid. Here we go. Number 1. Vitamin A in retinol form. Few things spark more debate in senior health than the role of vitamin A. For years, it has been marketed as essential for sharp vision, strong immunity, and healthy skin. Yet after age 65, the story changes. In its synthetic form, retinol, vitamin A can accumulate quietly in the liver and fatty tissues. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, which the kidneys remove daily, retinol lingers. Over time, these silent deposits can grow toxic, placing extra strain on organs that are already working more slowly with age. Research has painted a clear picture. A 2022 review published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors with high intakes of retinol had a 25% higher risk of atrial fibrillation, an irregular heart rhythm that significantly raises the chance of stroke. Despite this, many American multivitamins still contain 2,000 to 3,000 micrograms of retinol per serving, far beyond the safe upper limits of 900 micrograms for men and 700 for women recommended by the National Institutes of Health. The danger often goes unnoticed because the symptoms resemble normal aging. Blurred vision, dizziness, aching joints, and constant fatigue may all be misread as natural wear and tear of the years. That was the case for Eleanor, a 76-year-old retired librarian from Portland, Maine. She had begun to struggle with balance and persistent joint pain. At first, she assumed arthritis was to blame. A careful review of her daily supplements revealed she was taking both a high-dose multivitamin and cod liver oil, leading to more than double the recommended intake of retinol. After removing the supplements and shifting her diet toward foods rich in beta-carotene such as spinach, kale, and sweet potatoes, her symptoms eased and her energy improved within months. The safer approach lies in food. When vitamin A is consumed as beta-carotene, the body decides how much to convert into active vitamin A, using only what it needs. This natural safeguard makes overdose nearly impossible. Diets rich in beta-carotene not only provide protection for the eyes and immune system, but also avoid the risks tied to synthetic supplements. Studies consistently show that older adults who rely on food-based sources of vitamin A enjoy better overall health outcomes than those who depend heavily on retinol pills. After 65, high-dose retinol supplements are not a safe choice. A better option is to carefully check labels, choose senior-friendly formulas without retinol, and let colorful vegetables and fruits become the primary source of vitamin A. By doing so, vision and skin health remain supported, while the heart, liver, and brain are protected from the hidden dangers of excess. In later life, safety and wisdom matter more than ever, and choosing food first is both the simplest and most powerful step forward. Number 2. Iron as a supplement. What a surprise it is to learn that iron, a mineral once thought of as a symbol of strength and vitality, can become harmful after the age of 65. For much of life, iron plays a vital role in carrying oxygen through the blood and supporting energy. In youth and middle age, women lose iron through menstruation, and men sometimes through injury or illness, so deficiency is more common. But after 65, the body no longer sheds iron in the same way, and the mineral begins to accumulate silently. Medical science has uncovered the risks of this hidden excess. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, iron is stored in the liver, heart, and pancreas. When levels climb too high, iron sparks oxidative stress, a process where unstable molecules damage cells and accelerate aging from the inside. Research has linked iron overload to higher risks of Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, and even certain cancers. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association showed that seniors with elevated iron stores had significantly higher rates of chronic illness and early mortality compared to those with balanced levels. The signs are often dismissed as part of aging. Joint pain, fatigue, memory lapses, or heart palpitations can all be traced back to excess iron, yet they are rarely recognized as such. In Houston, Texas, a retired machinist named Clarence developed persistent exhaustion and stiffness in his joints. His doctor initially suspected arthritis, but blood tests revealed high ferritin levels, a marker of iron overload. Clarence had been faithfully taking a multivitamin with added iron every day for nearly 20 years, unaware that his body no longer needed it. Once the supplement was stopped and his diet adjusted to reduce red meat intake, his energy began to return and his joint discomfort eased. After 65, iron should never be taken, just in case, unless blood tests confirm a true deficiency caused by bleeding, surgery, or chronic disease. Additional iron from supplements can do more harm than good. The practical step is to ask a physician for a serum ferritin or transferrin saturation test before continuing or starting any iron supplement. Choosing multivitamins labeled iron-free is a safer choice for most older adults. Food remains the safest way to maintain balance. Leafy greens, beans, poultry, and fortified cereals provide iron naturally, and the body is far less likely to accumulate toxic amounts from these sources alone. By trusting food first and only using supplements under medical guidance, it becomes possible to preserve energy and protect vital organs well into the later years of life. At this stage, strength is no longer about piling on more iron, but about protecting the body from the silent weight of too much. Number 3. Calcium as a standalone supplement. Dr. Walter Willett, a renowned nutrition researcher from Harvard, once warned that calcium in the wrong form can do more harm than good. This statement surprises many older adults who have spent years believing that calcium pills are the golden ticket to strong bones. For decades, advertisements in America have portrayed calcium supplements as the shield against fractures and osteoporosis, especially for women after menopause. Yet for those over 65, the story is not that simple. The challenge lies in how the aging body processes calcium. In younger years, bones act like a sponge, quickly absorbing calcium with the help of hormones and growth factors. But as the body grows older, this system slows dramatically. Bones lose their ability to soak up calcium efficiently, and the excess does not disappear. Instead, it finds its way into places where it does not belong: soft tissues, joints, and most concerning, the walls of arteries. This misplaced calcium contributes to arterial calcification, a condition that stiffens blood vessels and increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. A large study published in the British Medical Journal showed that older adults relying on calcium supplements alone had a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular events compared to those who obtained calcium primarily from food. Real-life experiences echo these findings. In Denver, Colorado, Helen, a 71-year-old retired nurse, took daily calcium supplements for over a decade, believing they were protecting her bones. Despite this, she developed frequent chest pain and shortness of breath. Medical imaging later revealed hardened arteries. When her physician reviewed her diet, it became clear that she had been taking nearly 1,200 milligrams of calcium in supplement form every day while also consuming plenty of dairy. Once the supplement was discontinued and her plan adjusted to include more vitamin D3 and K2 to help direct calcium properly, her cardiovascular symptoms improved and her bone health was maintained without further issues. The safer approach is not to abandon calcium entirely, but to obtain it wisely. Foods such as yogurt, sardines with bones, almonds, chia seeds, and leafy greens provide calcium in a form the body absorbs more effectively. Just as importantly, pairing calcium with vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 ensures that it is directed into bones instead of blood vessels. Moderate exercise, weight-bearing activities, and balance training also strengthen bones and reduce fracture risk more reliably than pills alone. After 65, calcium supplements taken in isolation may do more harm than good. The body needs a team approach where calcium works hand in hand with other nutrients and lifestyle habits. By shifting focus from bottles to balanced meals and from excess intake to proper absorption, it is possible to protect both bones and the heart. In later life, wisdom means choosing not the most calcium, but the right calcium at the right time in the right way. Number 4, vitamin B6 in high doses. A silent saboteur, that is how high-dose vitamin B6 has come to be described in medical circles. For decades, B6 carried a reputation as a safe, even gentle nutrient, widely promoted for boosting energy, sharpening the mind, and protecting the nerves. Many seniors still take multivitamins or nerve support blends containing far more than the body actually needs. But the latest evidence has revealed a disturbing truth. When consumed in high doses, B6 can damage the nervous system instead of preserving it. The concern grew stronger as more research came to light. A report in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults taking more than 50 milligrams daily were significantly more likely to develop neurological problems. Symptoms included burning feet, tingling hands, balance issues, and muscle weakness complaints that looked like natural aging but were, in fact, signs of toxicity. Unlike other water-soluble vitamins, B6 does not simply wash out with urine. It lingers in nerve tissue where excess amounts slowly erode function. The consequences are not just theoretical. In Cincinnati, Ohio, Thomas, a 74-year-old former engineer, developed severe numbness in his legs and trouble walking. Doctors initially suspected peripheral neuropathy linked to diabetes. Only later did they discover that Thomas had been taking 2 separate supplements, each with 100 milligrams of B6 on top of his daily multivitamin. His total intake exceeded 10 times the recommended level. Once he discontinued the supplements, his condition stabilized, but some nerve damage could not be reversed. What makes this issue so striking is how little B6 the body truly requires. For seniors, the daily recommendation is just 1.7 milligrams for men and 1.5 milligrams for women. These amounts are easily met through a balanced diet with foods like salmon, chickpeas, turkey, bananas, and fortified cereals. When taken in these natural forms, B6 plays its rightful role in supporting brain function, metabolism, and red blood cell production without any danger of toxicity. More is not better. Supplements delivering more than 5 to 10 milligrams of B6 per day should be avoided unless specifically prescribed by a physician after blood testing. Checking labels carefully is essential, since many over-the-counter formulas contain excessive amounts disguised as energy boosters or brain support. At this stage of life, stability, coordination, and independence are priceless. Guarding them means respecting the delicate balance of nutrients the body needs. High-dose B6 is a reminder that even the most familiar vitamins can turn harmful when taken without caution. Knowledge, moderation, and smart choices allow health to be preserved and life to be lived with confidence. Number 5, vitamin E in high doses. For years, vitamin E was celebrated as a heart protector, a nutrient believed to lower the risk of heart disease and boost longevity. But what if the truth is the opposite? What if taking high doses of vitamin E actually increases the very risks it was supposed to reduce? This reversal has been one of the most striking lessons in nutrition science over the past 2 decades, and it holds particular importance for those over 65. The early enthusiasm for vitamin E came from observational studies suggesting that people with diets rich in vitamin E from foods such as nuts and seeds had better cardiovascular health. Supplement companies seized on this, promoting high-dose capsules as the shortcut to those same benefits. Yet large, rigorous clinical trials later revealed a very different picture. The Heart Outcomes Prevention Evaluation Study and subsequent meta-analyses showed that high-dose vitamin E supplementation not only failed to reduce heart attacks or strokes, but actually increased the risk of heart failure and hemorrhagic stroke. The danger becomes greater with age, when blood vessels are already more fragile and healing mechanisms slower. symptoms of excess vitamin E are not always obvious. Easy bruising, frequent nosebleeds, or digestive discomfort may be brushed aside as minor complaints of aging. However, behind the scenes, high doses interfere with blood clotting and strain the cardiovascular system. In Phoenix, Arizona, Robert, a 9-year-old retired carpenter, experienced repeated nosebleeds and unusual fatigue. He had been faithfully taking 400 international units of vitamin E daily after reading decades-old articles about its benefits. Tests revealed that his blood clotting time was prolonged, putting him at higher risk for bleeding events. Once the supplement was discontinued and his diet shifted toward food-based sources of vitamin E like almonds, sunflower seeds, and spinach, his symptoms improved, and his doctor reassured him that his nutrient needs were being safely met. Vitamin E from food remains beneficial, but high-dose supplements provide no added protection and can actually be harmful. The recommended dietary allowance is just 15 milligrams per day, an amount easily reached with a handful of nuts, a drizzle of sunflower oil, or a serving of leafy greens. The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force has even recommended against routine vitamin E supplementation for chronic disease prevention, emphasizing that balanced diets, not pills, are the safer road to health. The practical message is to turn away from high-dose vitamin E supplements and return to the table. Almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, and leafy greens provide not only vitamin E, but also a network of other protective compounds that work together in harmony. After 65, the goal is not to overwhelm the body with isolated doses, but to nourish it with foods that support healing and resilience. By flipping the old belief on its head, it becomes clear that more is not better, and that wisdom lies in trusting the balanced nature already designed. We've just uncovered the 5 vitamins that should be limited or avoided. Hearing those stories makes it clear that not every vitamin is a blessing in later life. Some that were once praised as essentials can quietly become burdens after 65, placing extra strain on the heart, the liver, and even the mind. Understanding this truth gives us the wisdom to protect our health through smarter choices. So what should be added back to truly support a strong and balanced body after 65? Let's explore the 5 vitamins that an aging body needs every single day to stay healthy and full of life. Number 1. Magnesium. On a quiet evening in Santa Fe, New Mexico, a 8-year-old painter named Rosa shared how she had nearly given up her passion. For months she had battled restless nights, muscle cramps, and waves of anxiety that left her too drained to hold a brush. A friend suggested she ask her doctor about magnesium, a mineral she had barely thought of before. Within weeks of restoring her levels through diet and a gentle supplement, Rosa felt her sleep deepen, her muscles relax, and her creativity return. It was as if someone turned the lights back on, she said with a smile. Rosa's story is echoed in science. Magnesium is a quiet powerhouse in the body, involved in over 300 biochemical reactions. It steadies the heartbeat, supports nerve communication, regulates blood sugar, and keeps muscles working smoothly. Yet by age 65, absorption of magnesium declines, and common medications such as diuretics or acid blockers drain it further. The result is that nearly half of older adults in the United States are deficient without realizing it. The symptoms of low magnesium can easily be mistaken for aging. Fatigue, insomnia, memory lapses, irregular heartbeat, even trembling hands or frequent falls. But research shows that replenishing magnesium can improve sleep quality, reduce the risk of atrial fibrillation, and sharpen mental focus. A study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease even linked higher magnesium levels with a lower risk of dementia in seniors, highlighting its role in protecting the brain. The daily need for older adults is about 320 milligrams for women and 420 milligrams for men. Food remains the safest and most effective source. Leafy greens, almonds, pumpkin seeds, avocados, and black beans are all rich in magnesium. For those who struggle to meet the requirement through diet alone, supplements such as magnesium glycinate or citrate are better absorbed and gentler on the stomach than the cheaper magnesium oxide. Magnesium is not just a nutrient, but a quiet companion in later life. It can turn restless nights into peaceful sleep, scattered thoughts into sharper memory, and weary muscles into steady movement. By placing magnesium-rich foods at the center of daily meals and considering gentle supplementation when necessary, it is possible to reclaim energy, balance, and clarity. For anyone over 65, magnesium offers not just physical strength, but the chance to keep living life with steadiness and joy. Number 2, vitamin D3. The curtains draw back, sunlight spills through the window, and yet a man in his late 60s sits in his armchair, shoulders heavy, wondering why his energy feels dimmed even on the brightest day. This scene is more common than many realize, and at the heart of it often lies a quiet deficiency of vitamin D3, known as the sunshine vitamin. D3 is not just a nutrient, but a hormone that influences nearly every system of the body. By age 65, the skin's ability to produce vitamin D3 from sunlight drops by more than half. Add in more time spent indoors, the use of sunscreen, and the long winters in northern states, and it is no surprise that a majority of seniors in America live with low levels. The consequences reach far beyond brittle bones. Fatigue, weakened muscles, frequent infections, and even depression are linked to this shortage. A 2020 review in the British Medical Journal found that seniors with low vitamin D3 had a 50% higher risk of respiratory infections and a 30% higher risk of death from all causes. Consider the case of Samuel, a 70-year-old retired firefighter in Minneapolis. Despite a healthy diet, he struggled with low mood and constant colds during the winter. Blood tests revealed his vitamin D3 levels were far below normal. With the guidance of his physician, Samuel began taking 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily. Within months, he noticed fewer illnesses, better sleep, and a brighter outlook. His story is not unusual. It is a reflection of how powerfully this nutrient supports immunity, bone strength, and emotional well-being. The daily recommendation for older adults is 600 to 800 IU, but many need closer to 1,000 to 2,000 IU to maintain healthy levels, especially in colder climates. The best form is cholecalciferol, or vitamin D3, which is more effective than D2. It should be taken with meals that contain healthy fats, as this improves absorption. Vitamin D3 is a reminder that health does not come from sheer willpower alone. Sometimes it is about restoring what age quietly takes away. By stepping into the sunlight when possible, enjoying fortified foods, and supplementing wisely, seniors can reclaim energy, resilience, and optimism. In this way, the sunshine vitamin becomes not just a shield against disease, but a light that restores strength and spirit in the later years. Number 3, vitamin B12. Picture the future for a moment. Walking across the living room feels uncertain, conversations blur into fragments, and fatigue weighs down the body like a heavy coat. For many older adults, these struggles are not the natural march of age, but the hidden hand of vitamin B12 deficiency. This nutrient, essential for healthy nerves, vibrant blood, and a sharp mind, becomes harder to absorb after 65. The stomach produces less acid, making it difficult to release B12 from food. While medications often taken at this stage of life, such as antacids or metformin, deplete it even further, the effects of this silent shortage can be devastating. Low B12 may mimic dementia, leading to forgetfulness, confusion, and mood changes. It can weaken muscles, cause numbness in the hands and feet, and increase the risk of dangerous falls. A landmark study in the New England Journal of Medicine revealed that many seniors diagnosed with Alzheimer's-like symptoms were in fact suffering from severe B12 deficiency, a condition that can often be reversed. Consider the story of Lillian, a 75-year-old from Chicago. Once a joyful presence in her church choir, she began missing rehearsals, not because of lack of desire, but because her memory faltered and her energy dwindled. Her family feared early dementia. Yet a simple blood test uncovered the truth. Her B12 levels were critically low. With a daily supplement of 1,000 micrograms, guided by her physician, Lillian's memory sharpened, her balance returned, and her voice once again filled the choir loft. The recommended daily intake for older adults is just 2.4 micrograms, But because natural absorption declines with age, diet alone is often not enough. Supplementation with methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin through tablets, sublingual lozenges, or injections ensures that B12 bypasses the digestive hurdles of aging. And since B12 is water soluble, the body discards what it does not need, making supplementation safe. Vitamin B12 is not merely a nutrient, it is a lifeline for independence, clarity, and vitality. Regular testing, mindful supplementation, and a diet that includes animal products or fortified foods can safeguard against decline. The imagined future of frailty and confusion does not have to be the reality. With attention to B12, life after 65 can remain bright, steady, and filled with the confidence to keep walking, singing, and remembering the moments that matter most. Number 4. Omega-3 fatty acids. In the same neighborhood live two friends, both in their 70s. James, a retired postman, started each day with a breakfast of oatmeal topped with walnuts and salmon twice a week. He moved with steady steps, his mind sharp and his heart rhythm strong. Just a few doors down, Richard, once a high school coach, relied mostly on processed foods and rarely touched fish or seeds. Over the years, his joints stiffened, his memory dulled, and his doctor warned of rising heart risks. Two men of similar age, yet two very different paths, one nourished by omega-3 seconds, the other starved of them. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, are the essential building blocks of healthy aging. They support brain cells, reduce inflammation, and protect arteries. But they are not produced by the body and must come from diet or supplements. Unfortunately, more than 2/3 of older Americans fall short, often eating little to no fish. The consequences are clear. A 2021 study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with the highest omega-3 levels had a 36% lower risk of death from all causes. Another in circulation revealed a 45% reduction in fatal heart attacks among those who supplemented regularly. Beyond survival, omega-3 seconds improve everyday life. They ease joint pain, stabilize mood, sharpen memory, and help maintain independence. Without them, inflammation rises, blood vessels stiffen, and the aging process accelerates. Arthur, a 7-8-year-old retired teacher in Seattle, experienced this transformation firsthand. Foggy thinking and painful knees kept him from his garden. At his doctor's advice, he began taking 1,200 milligrams of EPA and DHA daily from fish oil. Within months, his clarity returned, his joints loosened, and he found himself among his roses again. His story is a reflection of the science. Omega-3 seconds not only extend life, but restore quality to it. The recommendation for older adults is at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are natural choices, while high-quality fish oil or algae-based supplements offer reliable alternatives. Taken with meals, absorption is improved, and benefits are maximized. The lives of James and Richard remind us that habits shape destiny. After 65, choosing omega-3 seconds can mean the difference between living fully or struggling quietly. With these essential fats, the heart beats steadier, the mind stays clearer, and each step forward is lighter, carrying not just years but vitality into the future. Number 5. Vitamin K2. According to the National Center for Health Statistics, nearly 40% of Americans over 65 take calcium supplements every day. Yet despite this, osteoporosis remains common and arterial calcification continues to rise. The reason is simple but often overlooked. Calcium, without proper direction, can harden arteries instead of strengthening bones. The missing guide is vitamin K2, a nutrient rarely discussed but critical for healthy aging. Vitamin K2 functions like a traffic controller, telling calcium where to go. Without it, calcium may settle in arteries, joints, and soft tissues, creating stiffness and cardiovascular risks. With it, calcium is deposited into bones and teeth, building density and resilience. A landmark study in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults with higher intakes of K2 had fewer fractures and lower risks of heart disease, proving how powerful this nutrient can be. The story is brought to life by Ellen, a 7-3-year-old from Kansas City. For years, she trusted her daily calcium tablets as protection against osteoporosis. Still, her doctor later found early signs of calcium buildup in her arteries. With professional guidance, she added vitamin K2 and vitamin D3 to her routine. Over time, her bone scans improved, and her arteries showed no further calcification. By pairing calcium with its natural partners, she protected both her bones and her heart. Around the world, cultural habits confirm this truth. In Japan, where natto, a fermented soybean rich in vitamin K2, is a staple, seniors enjoy some of the lowest rates of hip fractures globally. This is not coincidence, but a reflection of how diet shapes destiny. Although no official U.S. guideline exists yet, studies suggest that 90 to 120 micrograms of K2 daily can provide meaningful protection for seniors. It can be obtained from fermented foods like natto and certain cheeses, or from supplements, especially those combined with vitamin D3. Calcium alone is incomplete. After 65, the body needs vitamin K2 to ensure calcium strengthens bones without endangering the heart. By embracing this nutrient, older adults can transform supplementation from a gamble into a safeguard, laying down a foundation of strength, balance, and resilience for the years ahead. Aging with strength and clarity is not about swallowing more pills. It is about making smarter choices. What we have uncovered together is simple but profound. After 65, some vitamins once considered helpful can quietly become harmful. Retinol-based vitamin A, unnecessary iron, standalone calcium, high-dose vitamin B6, and large amounts of vitamin E often mimic the signs of old age, while silently placing extra strain on the heart, liver, and nerves. Stepping away from these is the first act of wisdom. But the story does not end with avoidance. True vitality comes from embracing the nutrients that the aging body longs for. Magnesium restores calm to the nervous system and steadies the heartbeat. Vitamin D3 rekindles immunity and strengthens bones when sunlight alone is not enough. Vitamin B12 keeps memory, balance, and energy alive. Omega-3 fatty acids nourish the brain and heart, reducing inflammation while extending life's quality. And vitamin K2 acts as a guide, ensuring calcium strengthens bones instead of hardening arteries. Together, these five are the foundation for resilience, independence, and joy in later years. Health after 65 is not built on fear, but on knowledge. It is not about chasing every supplement, but about choosing wisely, eating vibrantly, and trusting both science and common sense. Colorful vegetables, fatty fish, leafy greens, nuts, beans, yogurt, and fermented foods form nature's pharmacy. Add sunlight, daily movement, laughter, and community, and aging becomes not decline, but renewal. Now it is your turn. Look at your supplements, read the labels, and ask your doctor for the tests that matter. Choose food first, and supplement only where your body truly needs support. Share in the comments what lesson surprised you most today, or what small change you plan to make. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe now so you do not miss the next lesson that could change your life. Explore our other videos for more wisdom to keep you living stronger, longer, and with greater joy. Thank you for watching, and may every day ahead bring you health, purpose, and life.